Welcome to Yeshiva Dav Shir responsible Nishma Sami Akashom Lam Basitzchok. We're holding Bo Basra Daf Kuf Ayin Gimel. In the middle, you have a sugya. The Gemara brought a brisa, and Gemara established what a machlikas between two brises. Can two Yosef B'Shir be a lender? Can they lend to somebody else? Our Mishnah says yes, because if Yosef B'Shir comes with a loan, clearly he's the lender. Another brisa says they can't. Why not? Suppose maybe the second brisa holds a Yechoshet Lenefila. Maybe the star fell from Yosef B'Shir and Yosef B'Shir be found. So we're not Yechoshet Lenefila. So what's the second brisa? So more broad, the second option was because there was a Mesirah. Yosef B'Shir A, he gave it to Yosef B'Shir B. But when you have a Mesirah, you have to have Eidim seeing it. So it's not enough that Yosef B'Shir B holds the star, he needs to be a raya. So the more says the Machlik said to be a raya or not. The Itva. We're starting, it's about 10 lines on the top. The Itva, you should think of a Mesirah, you should think of a Mesirah, you have to, when you transfer a star, that's good enough. Abayom tzich lavi raya. To be a raya, Eidim, that's right. You don't have to be a raya. How do I know that you have to be a raya? One of the brothers has a star chayv coming out of his hand. Olav lavi raya. It's being a raya that it's his more than his brother's. My love same way he has to be a raya. Anybody who says I got the star, I have to be a raya. Eidim saw that you got it. So the more brothers is different because they're in the same house, they're brothers, they love each other. One guy takes a star, it could be the other one did not agree to it, and he took it on his own. Two people that are strangers, how did he get to you? Obviously, he gave it to you as a kinyan. The brother brings it as a raya. It says that brothers have to be right to each other. Only with the shati right, they have to have brothers because they take away from each other. You don't have to bring it. Abai says no, really, even others. So I say brothers. Why? Because brothers do take from each other, so every brother will be very careful with the stars. He's going to keep it in a safe. Nobody can take it. Others, they know his friend will take it away from him, so he's not keeping it so well. Kamashvan, you don't say this far. Okay, so that's what really ended, though we started at the beginning of this daf, then we brought a second brisa, now like our Mishnah, that holds that two years of Yeshiva cannot be lenders. Right? So our Mishnah held that they can borrow and lend from each other. They can be borrowers, but they could be lenders. The brisa we just mentioned now says they even can be lenders, so that's what he explained. Now the Gemara brings a third opinion. They could be lenders to Shimon. Not only could be lenders, they also could be lenders to each other. What's the machlekes? How can be lenders to each other? Can you write a star to the borrower without the lender? You write a star to the lender without the malvi. The borrower can write a star. Maybe what's going to happen is the Sheiz Shimon A is going to go to the Sefer and the Eidim and say, I want to borrow money from Yosef Shimon B. Can you write a star that Yosef Shimon owes money to Yosef Shimon? They say, of course. Now what happens? But the once he wrote it and signed it, now this guy is going to come and say, oh, you owe me money. What do you mean you owe me money? Here's a star. It says Yosef Shimon owes Yosef Shimon. So that's why I say they can't be moitzi shtar chover each other. You can never write a shtar to a bar without a lender. So if a bar comes to the safe and says let's write a shtar, they say bring the lender here. So it'll never be a problem. He's going to write a shtar on behalf of himself and then switch the characters and say that he's the lender and the other one is the borrower. Says the Gemara needs to this we saw at the end of the Mishnah. If someone finds between the stars the words they're both paruas. What do you mean? Because you found the shayverse, then you say he doesn't have to pay. But if not, you have to pay. They can take money out. So we're now at this stage in the stands. He's the lender. So what it says, if lender finds on his stories a receipt that says Yosef should be paid, he doesn't know who, you have to assume it's both. Or she doesn't have the receipt, he can go and extract the money from both. Says the Gemara, now we learned that you can't take a shtar choiv on his Yeshiva because each Yeshiva will say it's my friend. We're talking about like the solution of the Mishnah. The grandfather's mitzvah. Yeshiva Shimon ben Yaakov, Yeshiva Shimon ben Naphtali. So I know the difference. So okay, so look at the receipt. Let's see who the receipt was written for. Oh. There's a third generation only in the shtar, now in the shaver. So in the receipt it just says Yeshiva Shimon. I don't know which one. So that's why you can't take the money. But if you would have known which one, you would take the money because they have a grandfather. Talk about not the lender, the borrower. The borrower knows he borrowed money from two different people. And it says, he finds the receipt. You paid Yeshiva Shimon. He says, which one? I don't know. You have to pay. But that's going to be the scenario that you have Yeshiva Shimon because Yeshiva Shimon could lend according to our Mishnah. The Mishnah said, what do? You can't write only a father, you write a grandfather. Says the Gemara, Tano, so the Mishnah went on to say, if you're not, you can't do the grandfather, so then you write a similar how they look like. They look similar, so you write Kohen. What happens if they're not Koyanim? So Tano, then you write a fourth generation. You write the father of the grandfather. And interesting enough, the Rashbam says, what does it mean? Doiris, Beruboim, Yosef ben Yaakov ben Yitzchak ben Avraham, Yosef ben Yaakov ben Yitzchak ben David, the Kulei lo Yishemus of the same Shem. So 4 generations, everyone already knew you're not going to have 4 generations that have the same names. That is Lo Mistabeh. So the Mishnah. The lender is about to die, tells him, son, he said, I don't want to take money, it's not mine. One of the shtaris is Parua, was paid off. Which one? We don't know. So then, shtaris kulam purim. All the shtaris are Parua. Nimtza echad sham nitza lechot sham shnayim. Someone has 2 shtaris. Hagod the Parua, kotere and Parua. So the God is Parua, not kotere. The father said a shtar is Parua. Shtar means one shtar of one person. If that person has 2 stars, only one of them is Parua. The other one is stays. Which one? The smaller amount. Right? Because it says, you have a star. The father says, there's a star that the star that you have in my hands is Parua. Hagod the Parua, Kote no Parua. So I don't know which one. You have 2. One of the stars is Parua, the other one is that. Which one? The smaller one is that. If he says your loan is Parua, loan means all the different notes come together to be one big loan. According to this, if the person says, my field is sold to you, so you say the large field will be there, right? And if you say, because similar to the loan, you say the larger one was paid, and if it doesn't say Mechur L'cha, it says if it doesn't say Sadi Mechur L'cha, but Sadesh Yeshli Mechur L'cha, so call it Sadi Mechur L'cha. Can you say such a thing by yourself? Also, you have a shtar tachtoinu. So there is different. Here, I don't know what the shtar means. I always go with a minimum amount. So according to the minimum amount, a field, they're giving the smallest field. Fields, I don't know if it means all the fields. I don't give him anything. Shaken by Rava, it's the opposite. The Moitzu Chavera is that the lender would take it from the borrower. That's the Moitzu Chavera. Okay, Zog the Mishnah. Hamavis Chavera de Orev lo yifra minariv. Person has a guarantor. Don't go to the guarantor. So the Baal Kubay Gilal base. The Omar loy al menachem frame chol sheretze. Give me sheretze. So he says, when he does the loan, I can take for anybody I want. Yifra minariv. So then you could go to the guarantor. If the loive has assets, you go first to the borrower. Then you go to the borrower, then you go only after to the guarantor. We'll see in a moment. That means the chosim means karka. Metalti not. Because metalti you have to extract, you have to know if he has karka. Said another thing. You have a person who's a guarantor on a ksuba. Comes to the husband, divorces the wife. The wife says, give me my money. I don't have the money, goes to the guarantor. So, 1 second. I'm afraid. You know what you're going to do? You probably want her to get the money, and then you will marry her and take her money. So you should do the guarantor should say, I'm not willing to give back the money until the husband and wife do a neder that they're not going to marry each other. Maybe they'll take the money out of the guarantor and he's going to go and give back his wife. So one thing we understand at the beginning, what does it mean? Means you don't go to the Arv at all. Right? But he's a guarantor. It means like this. I'm a guarantor if the bar died. If the bar is alive, go deal with him. There's a prison bar for you. You still go to him. Simon Matka, I'm not going to idea the Persoi. That's what the Persians do. What do you mean? After the Persians do go to the guarantor always. This is like a Persian base. They don't explain themselves. Why it works that way? That what? That if the guarantor doesn't have to pay if the bar is around. Don't go and ask for the money first from the Arv. Don't go and demand the money first from the Arv. He says, listen, I can choose what I want. Then you can go ask for the Arv. But not that the Arv is not responsible at all. How do you know in the pasuk that Arv becomes a shubit? Reuben says, I'm an Arv and Miriam. That's Kabbalah. So we'll see. He basically says, you go straight to me. I'm a Kabbalah of myself, everything. You give it to me, I'll take. We'll see later. Kabbalah is that he took it, he says he himself took it. I'm taking it, I'm giving it back. So you're coming to me. It's a different level of borrowing. Hello, my So it says, take the clothing from the guarantor because he was a guarantor for others. If you came Arif or you gave your hand to somebody else, it's a side thing. You said bad things to somebody and you have to come and appease him. So do the following to be saved. You made a person in front upset, go try to appease him. If he owes you money, just give up on it. If you're not bringing a lot of friends, that's what it means in the end. Try to be a lot of rain. That's the thing was in the end. What it says over here, it says Arif, that a person is responsible. Means you're responsible for the other. One may over the mishtaben, chlik is a beauty very basic. The whole depends on what they're basic. The basic though, asmachta kanyo, asmachta works. Or mishtaben, because even though they say asmachta works. Like you don't asmachta kanyo, meaning anything a person does and doesn't really intend to do it. Here, a person, there are certain things the bar is going to pay. So Arv lo mishtaben, chor won't be mishtaben. Lavasha mema, ma'is v'chol yom asmachta lo kanyo, but we paskin, asmachta doesn't work. For mishtaben. The fact that we trust Arif, that gives him a very big validity in the market, and different Mishav Nashay. So that's the idea, that's the reason, and Arif becomes Arif, and it's not a Smachta Bel. Now, there's a very important taste over here, that brings you the different levels of Arvus. Well, let's go through it quickly. He says like this. Let's see where to start from. The Rebbe Tam brings. He basically says that there's 5 different. The words start in the word Chamesh Midos Barvus. The last word in the line is Midos, and it's around probably a third down the page. So the Chamesh Midos, that's where the line ends. Barvus. There's 5 different types of Barvus. Aleph Hamalvel Derv V'lo Yadim Mishi Yitzefra. Tibet Aloy V'Tchila Basin. You have a regular guarantor. Didn't take anything for anybody. You first of all take the bar to Basin. Ben Sheeshlo, Ben Shein, I don't care if he has it, doesn't have. If he doesn't have, he can't force to borrow. So then then you go to the Arif. So that's stage one. So that's one for you go first to the bar, try to get from when you can. Doesn't have, then you go to the Arif. Base. Imitami shared, so I have front. So I can go to anybody I want. The Loiv doesn't have Nechosim, the Hainu Karkors, doesn't have plant. Need for me the Arif Tchila. Then you go to the Arif. Pirush, Imiyitzolo, do you know Arif Tchila? You can pick and choose what you want. And the Alma, that we'll see later. Gimel, let's skip 2 lines down. If it does have Nechosim, even though he said anybody I want he could do if he has the chosim to go to the chosim. Now let the kabul now tell you I need to give it to him. I'll give you. Then you go to the arf. Tchilo. Hey, takes it in his hand. Then you from an arf Shilam Alba Klum. These are the 5 stages. Regular bar. Then you have anybody you want first. So then you go to the arf. If he has the chosim, you go to the loivet. Kablon, you already go to him directly. And then you have it's called, you go to the Arif Tchilo. Go first. And you can go to the loivet. But if the 5th one is, you can't even go to the loivet because right now the bar is there. 5 different types of Arifs that we have in this sunnah. A few more lines just to end the daf. So the more of you, he says, you can go to anybody you want. There's no chosim to leif. That's what we mentioned the Teisa. If he has karka, he can't go to the arif. From Tani Sevi, Rav Shimon Gamliel, look at the end of the Mishnah. Rav Shimon Gamliel said if there's no chosim, if he has the chosim, you don't go to the arif. Michal Tanakama Sova, Mashur Tanakama held the what? Lo Yishtachi, Lo Yishtachi. So more chasur makes like that. You're missing a piece of the Mishnah. Let's read the piece. You're taking from life, you don't take you someone has a guarantor, you don't go to guarantor first. If you have a match for having me shared, so if he said it could be go to anybody I want, you from an arf. That's only if the loiv doesn't have land. Then you don't go to arf. The kabbalah that he accepted himself, the kabbalah himself. So then the as the Ram says, the Bava has the option to go to him directly, even though he has the chosim. Says the Gemara, no, even by Kabbalah. If the loive has land, you go to the loive and not to the arif. And the Gemara ends, so usually, when Rav Gamliel spoke, we pass him like him. Chutz, except for 3 cases. Arif, that's our sugya. So Rav Gamliel says that the arif, you can go to the arif tchila, even though it was the chas of the loive, if it was a kabbalah. Fetzido, in which way and Mishal was a Bagitin, and Verach Choyna, which was Sanhedrin, to the Mishnah is the second one we go like Rav Shimon Gamliel. Okay, so this will stop. We'll continue from here, Be'ez Hashem, in tomorrow's daf.